for the last round, and we're going to see who can get pole position. It's a short qualifying session. We have a Racing Point K-Dog out on track right now on the soft tyre. I think it's going to be a soft to medium strategy around this 36 lap race, and we're going to see who can come out on top in this Grand Prix. K-Dog coming around the final corner now to start his flying lap. He'll be setting his ERS modes up to 5 and coming to start his lap now. DRS is now open. He's hitting 206, 207 miles per hour down the back straight, going into the centre S's now with the first and second corner. What a great spectacle corners there. And he's coming down the back straight now. DRS is open once again, keeping it in ERS mode for the hot lap, and coming round turn 4 now, nails the apex there and gets it nice on the traction. Going around the right hander now, braking just after the 50-metre board and doing it pretty perfectly there, shifting down to second gear. He's in ERS mode 4 now. He might run out of ERS mode going towards the end of this lap, but we will see how the last couple of corners will go. He's going to cross the sector time in a minute, and we'll see what it is. It is a 1:55.2. Oh, sorry, just a 55.2, and he's coming down the back straight, the front straight now, and we're going to see what time he can put in for his banker lap, and it is going to be a 1:12.0. Not a bad lap to start off the session, as Cam puts in a 1:12.7, only 7/10 off. Not bad, but Reboard, I don't know how to say the name, I'm sorry, puts in a 1:10.6, which is very competitive and near the front towards the end. We're going to see how Conman does, and he puts in a 1:11 flat, and we're going to see how Chris is doing here, coming round the going across the sector board now with a 53 seconds. That's not bad so far, as Lord Zed puts in a 10.2. Very good lap from him, and Chris is going to come. See, is it going to be a 1:9? It's a 1:10.3, which does put him second place for now. We're going to see how Tifosi's doing, because I believe that he will be coming across the line now, and this is going to be extremely competitive. A 1:10.2, which does go quickest by 17 thousandths of a second. Fantastic lap from him, and now he'll be turning his ERS down a bit so he can come in for his in lap. I believe that his only Spaceman is now crossing the line to start his first lap. He hits the apex there in ERS mode 4. Pretty good around the centre S's, and he's going to come down the back straight now. He'll be reaching the speeds of 200 miles per hour, shifting down to 4th into turn 4, and he's nails that, and going into turn 6 now. You want to be carrying a lot more speed than that, but he does a pretty good job shifting into second gear, keeping it in ERS mode 4, which won't maximise his lap time, but it's okay for now because it's just probably a banker lap for him. Going round the flat out corner and crossing the sector board now with a 56.0. Going down the front straight now through the final couple of flat out corners. Please do excuse the lag, it's just my bad internet, but of course I'm not racing, so it shouldn't affect them. And he crosses a line with a 1:13.2. Does go slowest for now, but I'm sure he will improve towards the end of the session. I'm Sheppy now is on a hot lap, and I think he might have screwed it up a bit. Yeah, he has invalidated his lap. So we're going to move on to the Pink Spartan, who's going to come across the line now to start his flying lap. Yep, and he's going to come around the first corner, shifting down to third gear. Misses the apex by a bit, but it shouldn't affect him too much. He has cut it a bit though, so that is an invalidation for him. We're going to see who else is... Lord Zed is on another flying lap, so we're going to see how he can do. Going for the first centre chicane, and he does a pretty good job. And he's going to come down the back straight now. The DRS is open. He's going to brake just after the 100-metre board, shifting down through the gears and back through into turn 6. Shift down to 5th gear. Seems like he's got that pretty much nailed. Shifting down to 2nd now. Does that pretty well. Wants to keep as far to the inside as possible. Lap. Let's see coming across this line, and he's 5/10 up, so this will be into the 1:09 9s for Lord Zed, and he's coming across the line now. Let's see what it is. It could even be a 1:08. It's going to be a 1:09.4, which is a very good lap, actually. A very good lap, which will put him right up there with the quickest drivers, with Tifosi, and probably Sheppy towards the end of the session. And it'll be a good dogfight between those three, hopefully. As I said, it will be a 36 lap race with a it's quite a short lap round here, but Sheppy goes quickest with a 1:08.6. That's a fantastic lap from him there. Oh, and Lord Zed almost spins on his in lap. We're going to go down to Chris, who's on his hot lap now, and as he comes around turn 6, as I said, just braking after the 50-metre board here. He'll be carrying a lot of speed through here. It goes a bit wide and he does invalidate his time. How unfortunate. But Conman's on his in lap, as is Drummer. We're going to go to... Oh, Pink Spartan goes up to 6th place with a 1:10.8. Not a bad lap from him. Pretty good for the Toro Rosso boys in P5 and 6 at the moment. But I think Sheppy on his in lap, I believe, and the board's only 15 thousandths down on his lap. The engine making a lot of noise there, but I think it's fine. Oh, he is on his in lap, as he has got his ERS in 0. But Tifosi's on his out lap, so he's coming up for his hot lap now, and we're going to see what he can do. It'll be braking just before the 50-metre boards into turn 1, shift down to 2nd gear, nails this first chicane, keeping to the left hand side to minimise the track distance. Shifting down to 4th gear, keeping it in the 5th gear hot lap, and he does invalidate his time by going too wide around that corner, which isn't great for him, but he'll have another go at it for sure. The board is, I think he's on a hot lap. We are going to avoid him for now since his engine's making a lot of noise. But Conman does just put another time in with a 1:09.7. I'm sorry that I missed that, Conman. I'll try and see your laps next time. I do apologise, but the only people on track are Laborde, Tifosi and Conman, who's on his in lap. But this lap would have been a 1:09.3, almost a 1:09.4, if he didn't screw it up into turn 4. But that would have put him around P2. He would have been P2 for now, which is good. But we do have some track information. This circuit was founded in 1940 and was originally called I have it here, The lap record around here is a 1:10.5 in the race set by Valtteri Bottas in 2018. There's 15 turns around this track, and the length of the track is 4.3 kilometers or 2.6 miles. And the track is in the lovely city of Sao Paulo, and it's probably the best circuit in Brazil, as some drivers would say, probably. As Tifosi has a bit of trouble getting into the pit lane, going down into neutral. Formula 1 has been going here since 1973, obviously in a different variant of the track. But that's about it for the information of the track. And we're going to see K-Dog on his lap. He is just under a tenth up on his previous lap as he goes round, I believe that's turn 8 there, and going into the Lewis Hamilton and Albon corner there. Turning a little bit too much, as I think he's on a wheel, maybe just learning the ways of this track, as he brakes just before the 50-metre board, but he is 1 second down on his time. So we are going to move on to Cam, who is only 2/10 behind on his previous lap, into second gear, coming out of that corner. Oh, and he half spins there. Oh, he's fully spun coming out of that corner. That's unfortunate for him. Come back on track safely to avoid, I think that's Spaceman or Lord Z. I think it's Lord Z. But we are going to move on to Sheppy, who is starting his flying lap now. Oh, he hasn't got, no, never mind, he's got 0 ERS. So we are going to move on to Lord Z. Coming to start his, oh no, he's going into the pits after an outlap, which is a bit strange. But he does nail that pit entry, I'll give it to him. So we are going to move on to the board. I think that's how you say it, correct me if I'm wrong. He is in ERS mode 4 now, and he's going to brake for the first corner into third gear, I believe, and he does nail that, but he's still in ERS mode 0, which is none, so I don't really know what he's doing here. So I'm going to move on to the Pink Spartan, who I believe's on an in-lap. I could be mistaken. Oh no, he's not on an in-lap, he's 4/10 up on his previous lap, which would put him just behind his teammate, where he's going to keep position unless he can gain something out of this final sector. And he does do a 1:10.4, which is very close to his teammate but didn't quite do it. And we're going to move on to Spaceman, who has invalidated his lap, but he was 3/10 up, so that's positive news for him. Drummer's coming up to the line now to start probably his final flying lap here. He crosses the line and breaks the first corner, and he's gone pretty slow into there. I don't know if he's on a hot lap. I think he's on a hot lap, but we're going to see how he can do in this first sector. We'll compare. He's 2/10 down on his previous lap. That's probably going to be a bit of a problem to gain the time back, so we are going to move on to who's not on a lap. Chris Conman, is on a lap, and he's 4/10 up on his previous best, which would put him second above Lord Z. We're going to see as he comes to the line, DRS open now, using power mode 5, and he goes ahead of Lord Z, which splits Sheppy and Lord Z, which is interesting because I think Lord Z is leading the championship. Not sure if he's taken it. I will check now for you guys. Standings. Obviously Renault took the Constructors World Championship last time out, just ahead of Haas, and it is, yes, he has taken the the Drivers' Championship by a very large amount. So well done to Lord Z, and well done to Renault. No one is oh yeah, Cam and Drummer is driving in the Renault this time out, as Conman's coming in for he's finished his final lap. So we are going to move on to Lord Z, who's 4th down in the first sector. So we'll move on to Chris, who's on his in lap, and we're going to see Pink Spartan, who's 4/10 up on his time. This might put him P4 if it's good enough. He's run out of ERS, so which is a problem, as he comes to the line, and though he stays P7, and he's only 14 thousandths behind the pink car of the Racing Point, Fonias, I believe. I don't know how you say it, I'm sorry. But we are going to move on with Cam, who is just up on his time. Moving through to carrying a lot of speed through there. Moving down into 3rd gear down here. Moving it down to 2nd. And you'll be braking to 2nd gear here. He moves down to 1st for a little bit more rotation. Extra rotation, as some people like to call it. And he's shifting just before the 50-metre board there, and trying to go fast out down the back straight, and he's not minimalising the track space, but the time is up, and this is the last laps for everyone, and he doesn't quite improve on his lap. So we're going to move over to Chris, who's not putting a good lap, and the Pink Spartan's off track. That's a bit of a problem for him, but Laborde also 2/10 down. So we'll see Lord Z on his final lap in the session. We have got a Mercedes actually first, who's slowly, so we're going to go to Lord Z, who's coming up to the final line, the final lap now. Oh, and Chris is retired on track, which is a bit dangerous, but luckily they have avoided him, and we're going to see Lord Z now. He gets to 2nd place, and he gets 2nd place is great for him. And P2 in this Grand Prix. We are going to move on to Sheppy, who hasn't bailed at his time, but what would this lap would have been, and he crashed. Okay, alright mate, and that is everyone. So I'm Sheppy, comes home in P1 with Lord Z P2, Conman P3, Tifosi P4, Laborde P5, Fonias P6, the Pink Spartan P7, Chris P8, Drummer P9, K-Dog P10, Cam P11, and Spaceman with a 112.0 gets last place P12. I think this race will be interesting with some strategy, and we are going to read your comments now. Hopefully it's not hate. Please say it's not hate, guys. Please. Go commentator, robot is shaking. She's just bullying me. Yeah. They're all bullying me. Please stop. But yes, for confirmation, I'm Sheppy, comes home P1, and Lord Z comes home P2, 8/10 off Sheppy, and Conman P3, Tifosi P4, Laborde P5, Fonias P6, the Pink Spartan P7, Chris P8, Drummer P9, K-Dog P10, Cam P11, and Spaceman P12. That is it for today's qualifying session. We were going to see who can come home to P1, and ScanV 720 is thinking that K-Dog will get P1. We'll see. With a few safety cars, nothing. We don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to have to ban Carter Lundy for from this chat, because he's just straight up bullying me. He's just bullying me. Thanks, mate. But we are going to go through the championship order as this race is about to start. Fonias Reddy's up a bit early there. I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. Lord Z P1 in the championship with 164. Yeah, P2. I'm P3 somehow. Sheppy P4, which will probably take me. I'm not sure how I'm going to say your name. Callis Day. I'm sorry, mate. Who's P5? Twin Turbs P6. Santi P7. Professor Unity P7. Joint P7. Fonias P9. Brian Mosser P10. So is Lars, I don't know how you say your name, sorry. Scan P12, K-Dog P13, Storm P14, Kane P15, Tifosi 16th, Spaceman 17th, Conman 18th, and Alex Bode P19, Chris Mooney, Chris P20, and Robot Challenges YouTube P21. Sheppy going a bit off track on this out lap, but people will just be wanting to warm up their tyres, see what they can do at the start of this Grand Prix, because it might be a little bit of a problem to turn one, as Sheppy's quite far ahead of everyone else, so people are just going to try and catch up with him. My PS4 is very loud, can't lie. It's very loud. I'm sorry if you guys can hear it, but I can't really do much about it. But yeah, Sheppy, if he can get a good start versus Lord Z and Conman, he should be pretty good to go, because he was 8 tenths quicker than everyone else in that qualifying session, with a great lap from him. There is a Mercedes of Tifosi P2, or going into P2 in this warm-up lap, so he'll get back into position, as Conman has been disqualified from the formation lap, as had Lord Z has as well, so no warm tyres for them two, which will just give Sheppy an even bigger advantage than he already has. But we are going to move on. The lights are about to come on now. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It's lights out and away we go. Sheppy gets a decent start off there. Someone has stalled on the grid. I think it was Cam or Spaceman, but they've all come out pretty well. There are a few drivers off. The Toro Rosso has been spun. Pink Spartan spun round, and 2 other drivers have been collected with it. I think it's Spaceman and Cam who's been collected. Cam's got a 5-second penalty against K-Dog, and there's been a virtual safety car at the start of this Grand Prix. I believe that a few drivers do have damage. I think K-Dog might have damage on his front wing. It's super unfortunate if he does. He has left end plate damage. How's Cam? He's got a winglet missing, I believe. No, just a left end plate, and Spaceman has a fully intact front wing, but the Pink Spartan will be hoping for another safety car with some front wing damage on this first lap, but Sheppy's got away well, and he's clearing off ahead of everyone else. Lord said P2, great start from him. Same with Conman, just got away cleanly and doing very well, but Tifosi is he's pretty close to the back of Conman, but I don't think he's got close enough to make a dive bomb into turn 1. As we've got Laborde in P5, Fonias in P6, Drumboy P8 now, with going a bit wide on turn 3, so Chris has moved up to P7, K-Dog P9, Cam P10, hoping to get him, but I don't believe they both have damage, so Spaceman could be closing up to these guys, but Drummer's DNF'd. We're going to see him, he's hit the wall coming off of turn 5, which is super unfortunate for him. That's to DNF on the second lap of the Grand Prix, it's really disappointing. Bad luck there, Drummer. Let's come back in season 2 and hope for for a better time. But Spaceman, I suppose, with another virtual safety car in this Grand Prix. So Sheppy will, who's first, will be rubbing his hands, as I believe that the virtual safety car is going to will be coming in a second. And it is in. Laborde pits. So is he going for another strategy? That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But K-Dog moves up to P7, so your predictions done pretty well so far. Scavney, sorry. He's moving up positions, but he does have a bit of front wing damage, I believe, which could affect him in the latter stages of this Grand Prix. He might pit in early for front wing and tyres. But Lord Zed, keeping it together, just gained a couple of tenths, but loses a couple of tenths now. The Pink Spartans came in again to retire the car. Super unfortunate for him, but you know, sometimes races don't go your way, and you just got to suck it up and carry on. But super unfortunate for you, mate. And Conman is just outside the DRS zone on Lord Zed, but there is a yellow flag in sector 1. I don't know that is. I believe it's just all drummers left. I would like to see why he's left. Oh, he's retired the car, I'm sorry. Don't mind me. As Cam dive bombs K-Dog, was a little bit aggressive, I'll be honest, and he does hit him a bit. I've heard some contact going on, so a bit aggressive from Cam trying to get through on other drivers. But Spaceman doing pretty well. Just behind K-Dog was, I think K-Dog has some front wing, so he might be able to get some easy pickings here. And if Spaceman keeps it together, he will be getting some points in this Grand Prix, which will be fantastic. I believe that he hasn't scored points in the last 5 races, is what he said before. So if he can gain some points, that'll be great for him. And if he just keeps it if he keeps it out of the barriers, he will be gaining some points. As Sheppy crossed the line to go 1:11.8 as his fastest lap. But we will see the tyre predicament now, because we want to see who everyone on softs except from Laborde, who's interesting, as everyone thinking that the soft medium, as K-Dog comes into the pit lane. Interesting. Bad in the pit lane, so he gets a 5-second penalty for that. Super unfortunate for you. He's coming in for a front wing change as a winglet is missing, and Laborde takes his position off him on the hard tyres. I think K-Dog's come in for some soft tyres, but let's see the position changes. So the biggest gainer is Cam and Spaceman. Very well done for them too so far, and gaining 4 positions between them. And Chris also has made a good start into P6, and Fonias has made 1 position. The biggest person who's lost the most is Laborde, who's lost 4 off the start. He started P5. We're going to move up to the closest drivers who... Oh no, we're going to keep on these guys because DRS will be enabled for Spaceman here. Shifting up through the gears, and DRS will be his, and he's keeping it in power mode too, but he will get the move done, as I believe Cam has some front wing damage, but misses his braking zone a bit, and he's gone off track, and he's going to have to give up the time gained, which means Spaceman loses out of an easy position there. Really unfortunate for him. Felt like he probably could have gained that position, but he's going to keep it in power mode to save up the RS, as Cam is doing a far worse job. of managing the ERS. But they're bored. P9, a little bit disappointed for a start for him, but I'm sure a safety car he would love a safety car in this stages of the Grand Prix. But Spaceman's not giving up on this position, only 1 second off of Cam Cam. Cam Cam does have front wing damage, so he's got to gain back some time. Yes, Santi, we do need some fake drama right here. We need someone to plough into someone else. But I'm Sheppy, controlling the Grand Prix with a 5-second lead and gaining every single sector. Fantastic work from him and consistent. And as you know, in Formula 1, consistency is key. We are going to move on to Lord Z and see how he's doing. He's doing a pretty good job conserving his tyres in this part of the Grand Prix. No lock-ups, obviously, and just controlling it, which is great to see from him. Conman not far behind, 2 seconds behind, and he's controlling his pace to get a podium in this Grand Prix. Not bad from him. With Tifosi P4 trying to gain on Conman in this Grand Prix. We do have a record of 7 viewers in this Grand Prix tuning in to see IRL Brazil, the final round of the season, the showdown. Nothing to play for here, no championships involved, just pure racing. Jan, what the what? It's this is a different league, this is not OFR, this is IRL. Tifosi picks up a 3-second penalty, which could be vital in the closing stages of this Grand Prix. Spaceman not letting Cam Cam pull away from him here. He gains a lot on the straight here. He's gaining, but not gaining quite enough, as he is now only 1 second behind, and he seems to be taking the corners a lot quicker than Cam Cam, gaining time. He does lose out on a bit of traction, maybe struggling to put the power down, but the board is catching Spaceman at a very quick rate. Chris picks up a 3-second penalty in his Toro Rosso, and as Lord Zed's gone off, he's lost a position. I'd like to see what happened to him there. I think he must have made a mistake going for a flat out left-hander, as he's lost a position to Conman, and puts him in a bit of a predicament, and he's going to try and catch up to Conman once again. And he's just outside the ERS window, and he'll be gaining time, but Tifosi can't rule him out here. He's only 1 second off, and Sheppy gets a bigger lead than he already did. The board is catching pretty quickly here, but we are going to move on to Spaceman here, as he is only 5/10 off, and he's well within the DRS zone, and he will be catching Conman or Cam Cam in an alarming rate here. He'll be braking just about 75 meters as he's gaining time in the DRS zone, and shifting here, and he'll want to be taking this corner in 5th gear. He's keeping it in power mode 3, and when he goes a bit wide, but so does Cam Cam, and this is where all the time will be gained for Spaceman, and he'll be getting a nice launch off the front straight. So we'll be moving on to see how Lord Z can do. He's now within the DRS window of Conman, and I believe this is about when the pit windows will start to open. I believe it will open in about 5 laps time, and we'll start to see pit stops. Will we see an undercut from Lord Z to get past Conman? We'll see. Just to see, does he have any front wing damage? No, he doesn't. That's very good news. Neither does Tifosi. Neither does Fonias. Chris keeping it nice and clean in P6. Cam Cam definitely does have front wing damage though. on the left hand side. His end plate is missing. That will give Spaceman an advantage. Oh, Sheppy pits. This is interesting. This spices the race up now, and he's coming to the pit lane. The Alfa Romeo pit crew are ready for him. Is it a front wing change? Because it seems a little bit early to be putting on. Oh, he's pitting on for, is that softs? Softs. Is he gonna make the two-stop work? This is interesting to see now. He's gonna see if he can do a two-stop race here. He comes out in P5 and way ahead of Chris, and he'll be trying to catch Fonias quickly. But this spices the race up as Lord Zed right on the back of Conman now. This is a fight for the lead, the provisional race lead. Probably not the net race lead yet. Fonias picks up a 3-second penalty, but Lord Zed is well within the DRS for now. Is he going to try and make a rash dive bomb into turn 1? Is he going to dive bomb? Is it going to be controlled and just get him down the back straight? We don't know yet. As he moves it up into the ERS, he's going to move it up to overtake now as he's trying to make the overtake work now. He's just in the DRS zone. Is he going to have enough to do a dive bomb? He's gaining. Into the lead goes Lord Zed in this Grand Prix. No, Conman holds it around the outside and he almost half spins. Lord Zed controlled that completely. Conman probably could have gave him a little bit more room there, but fair hard racing there. But Lord Zed is still well within the DRS zone and will be rubbing his hands for an easy overtake down the front straight next lap. We're going to keep on board with these guys because I believe that this is going to be the next overtakes. I think Lord Zed will want to get done quickly, so Sheppy won't be so close behind him. But Sheppy's even closer as he's going to dive bomb here. Absolutely amazing move from Sheppy there. Gets it done down the inside. Easy move with those fresh soft tyres. And it's great news for him and bad news for Lord Zed and Conman, as Conman is now just ahead. Is he going to get it done? Is Lord Zed going to finally get it done after 3 laps of waiting? He's got the DRS. He's going to try and move to the outside. Is he going to switch to the inside? No, he's not. He's going to try and go around the outside. Conman brakes later and just does a better job as I'm Sheppy sets the fastest lap of the race and is now almost within the 1 second window of DRS from Tifosi. Is I'm Sheppy going to take the lead with the two-stop without even having to try, as it has seen that he's been the whole time. A great performance from him. A real redemption from last weekend in Baku. Conman trying his best to stay ahead, and he's doing a brilliant job of defending so far. But will it come to the end this lap? Because it seems like Lord Zed is getting closer and closer every lap. He's going to break the latest. Lord Zed knows now how late Conman breaks into this first corner. And some more news is that Lord Zed, for the first time in his league racing career, as Conman goes into the pits, but as I was saying, Lord Zed has turned off the traction control, which is a big step in a league racer's career, because if you stick with medium traction, you're going to lose time all the time, as Fonias follows Conman into the pits, which is a bold strategy for them, but it might pay off at the end of the race, as Lord Zed has a bit of fresh air. But we're going to see how quickly I'm Sheppy catches Lord Zed in this Grand Prix. It seems like it's going to be very quickly. It seems a tenth every time I look. He's gaining, but Tifosi, I'm sorry that I missed the overtake on Tifosi, but Tifosi's trying to hang on to the DRS, but he has not quite in it. But Lord Zed is losing so much time with those used tyres compared to I'm Sheppy's newer, softer tyres. we're going to see now, moving into overtake, and let's see how much time he gains. Lord Zed stays out for another lap. Is that going to be a mistake from him? But let's see, Conman puts on the hard tyres. That's a bit of a bold strategy from him, as I'm Sheppy puts another fastest lap of the race with a 1:10. Lord Zed picks up a penalty, which could be decisive into this race. I don't even know what I'm saying. This is starting to become an exciting race after 10 laps of all just normal driving around. But I'm Sheppy is so close to the provisional race leader, Lord Zed 94, and he's every single lap, every single corner, he's gaining, and they've hit, they've hit each other. This is what? Oh, and he's brake checked. Has Sheppy got front wing damage? He has. He's got front wing damage. Lord Zed, it almost looked like it was on purpose that he brake checked him, as he's given up the position to him. But that's cost I'm Sheppy a front wing, and Tifosi looking at what's happened to them, like, what happened? And I'm Sheppy lost a bit of his front wing, and Lord Zed is in the Grand Prix. But I gotta say, that wasn't the greatest. That was not great from Lord Zed. It looked like he brake checked him, and stewards might have to look into that towards the end of the Grand Prix. But he's going to put on the medium tyre, which he might even be quicker than Sheppy going towards the end. But Conman is 100% ahead of Lord Zed in this Grand Prix now. He's got a bigger gap than he did before, and it's going to be around 2 seconds is the gap coming out of the pit lane. But we are going to move on to Spaceman, who's keeping within a nice distance from Cam, who I believe still has front wing damage in this Grand Prix and has not pitted yet. But we are going to see what are the pit stops like, and everyone except from Cam and Spaceman have made a pit stop or two. In fact, they've all made one pit stop in this Grand Prix. It's been nice because there haven't been many DNFs, but K-Dog in a pretty lonely 10th place here. He is catching, but not close enough for any overtakes, as we're going to see who is in this Grand Prix and who's not. We're in the TV pod of Cam, only around 1.2 ahead of Spaceman. There is a yellow flag, and I believe it's Chris who has went off on his cold tyres with the hards, and it does take a few laps for them to start warming up. But yeah, Fonjas is only about a second off Tifosi here, so are we going to see an overtake for 4th place here? Let's see. But I'm Sheppy still ahead. There are blue flags waving, who I believe it's K-Dog. It is K-Dog, who is not done too well so far, but there's always a chance for a safety car. Don't worry, mate, we'll come back next week stronger. But yes, Conrad P2, he's been very controlled this whole Grand Prix. I'm expecting pretty much no more pit stops from 2nd to 6th, unless there's safety car, which would completely spice the race up. But Lord Zed is right up behind Conman like he was before. And is he going to make it move? DRS is now open. He's got the fresher tyres, he's got the softer tyres, but no, Conman keeps it round the outside. Great defending from him, but I believe it's going to be almost over now. He's going to try round down the inside now. No, it doesn't quite do it, but he's got the inside line now. He's going to brake latest, and he makes it done. Into P2 goes Lord Zed, but what? Oh, and Conman's off. Conman is off. How did that happen? Conman is out of the Grand Prix from 2nd place, and so is Lord Zed, and that is a safety car in this Grand Prix. I really want to see what happened to Lord Zed. I believe he's just retired from this Grand Prix. That is shocking. Lord Zed didn't do a great job, really, and that was very disappointing from him. But safety car is going to spice the whole race up. Sheppy comes in for a new front wing. We're going to see everyone in the pit lane now. Hopefully going to see K-Dog get higher up in this Grand Prix now, as Spaceman is looking at P8 in this Grand Prix, which is great for him. But yes, everyone into the pit lane now, surely onto medium tyres. I suspect everyone's on medium tyres, but Laborde, Spaceman, Cam, they have all benefit massively from this safety car, as we're going to go on board with Sheppy, who's behind the safety car now. And this is also a great chance for everyone that had gained some back in this Grand Prix. A lot of people are replacing their front wing. Spaceman has pitted, which is good for him. So is Cam. So I'm guessing Cam's got a completely new front wing now, which will help him challenge the top 5 more. But Chris is still in the pit lane. No, he's not. He's just come out and someone off. Oh, no, that was just my imagination. But yes, only 8 drivers left in this Grand Prix. K-Dog surely is going to try and overtake the leader, because he obviously wants to be catching up to the rear of the pack now. And he's gonna be near the back of the Grand Prix. He's gonna be there, hopefully, as Fonias, K-Dog's teammate, is now right on the back of the safety car pack, and Tifosi will be there. Laborde surely will be pitting in this lap. No, why isn't he pitting? That's very strange. That is strange. Yeah, surely he should be pitting in this Grand Prix. You would have thought so, but we are going to move on to positions gained. It's been a massive gain from Spaceman from the back of the grid into P6 now, which is great news for him, as he's been struggling the last couple of races, but nice to see that he's made this chance in this Grand Prix. But yes, everyone, Chris, Spaceman, all near the back of the pack now. Cam has replaced his front wing. I believe everyone has now got a fresh front wing, which is good to see, because that's what we want to see. We want to see fair racing. And Sheppy has made made his front wing change as well. We're going to see the drivers chat, and Lord Zed retired from the race because of lag issues, which is really disappointing, as he's drove an amazing season, and to end out this way, not the greatest thing in the world. But it's going to be a fun race to the end, as safety car is in this lap. And when's he going to pull the pin? And he's pulled the pin, and he's left the other drivers for dust here. And he's done it. He's going to clear off with an over 1 second over the other drivers, and he's just outsmarted all the other drivers in this Grand Prix, and he's just going to go and clear off, which is great news for him, and maybe not for the chasing pack, but there is only 5 tenths between Fonias and Tifosi in this Grand Prix. They both go a bit wide. I believe they both have a couple of penalties, as K-Dog crashes. Oh, how disappointing for him. There's only 7 drivers left in this Grand Prix. That's really disappointing for you, K-Dog, as your friend was rooting for you to get P1 here. but not to be. No safety car, which is very lucky. Laborde, it's going a bit slowly. He's completely dropped off the rear of the pack after such a great qualifying session from him, and he's completely slowed down now. I'm guessing he'll be going into the pits for new tyres, but Cam is right on the back of Spaceman. Is he going to make the move? He's going to make the move into the first corner. Spaceman could do nothing about that. K-Dog has left the session. Really unfortunate for you, mate. Let's just come back with a better race next time. And as Laborde serving a penalty, as he did just speed into the pit lane, and he's putting on medium tyres now. Hopefully he can rejoin at a reasonable position. As I think his front wing came off. I'm sorry that I didn't catch that, but yeah, really unfortunate for you, as I'm Sheppy is now made a 3-second gap between him and Fonias, with Tifosi just 1 second behind Fonias, and Chris 2 seconds behind Tifosi. The closest drivers for now are Spaceman and Cam, who seem to be pretty similar paced in this Grand Prix and seem to be following each other everywhere, as DRS is now enabled and will be activated down the back straight by probably only Spaceman, as he's the only one that's close enough. But they are starting to calm down in this Grand Prix once again after that horrific crash from Lord Zed and Conman, which was really unfortunate for Conman there. Almost looked like he got taken out, but maybe, I don't know, I didn't catch the full incident. But Tifosi had a great Grand Prix so far. In P3 now, as I'm Sheppy leads by 4 seconds now. Great performance from him. Haven't seen such dominance since last in the Grand Prix, or or whatever you want to call him. But he's had a great performance so far, and it's what I expected from the champion of the world. As Tifosi spins out, Tifosi has spun out. Oh, how unfortunate! He's lost his podium position, and he's doing the Kimi Räikkönen now, as he's lost. Surely going to lose P5. He might even pit and go for a fastest lap here, as I believe softs can go 12 laps, and he's got a big enough gap to execute the pit stop. But that just gives no pressure to Fonias now, and all of the field is now spread out. But Tifosi is going to try and track down Spaceman and Cam now, as he's already gaining pits of 1.5 seconds now. He's going to break it just before 50 metres. As Spaceman goes a little bit wide, as he's revving out that Haas car, but he's now within the 1 second window. Greatest performance from Spaceman so far. He's gone wide and he's moved off racing line. Very respectful driving from Spaceman there. And Fonias keeping speed, and 5 seconds now the gap, and he's controlling the gap between him and Chris nicely. Cam P4, another great performance from Cam, great performance from Spaceman, and great performance from Sheppy. I would say everyone's had a very nice race, and compared to the other races, it's been quite clean, I would say. Even though almost half the drivers are out, I believe a couple of them had issues. As Sheppy's out! Sheppy is out of the Grand Prix! He got on the curb and he spun? What? Sheppy is out of the Grand Prix after controlling the Grand Prix all race long. He's left the Grand Prix in rage, and that has come out another safety car. How unfortunate for Sheppy, just got on the curb and spun. Oh, and I feel so bad for him. He's controlled the Grand Prix the whole race long, and sure this is not how he wanted to go out, but that is going to let Laborde catch up, and it's going to let Fonjas is now in the league. Great performance from him as Laborde picks up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Will they pit in this Grand Prix? If I was like Chris, I would definitely pit for soft tyres. Is he going to do it? Yes, he is. Great move from Chris here, trying to not speed in the pit lane though, and he does. He makes that perfectly. He'd probably come out just behind Spaceman, but only 6 races left in this Grand Prix. It's been enthralling so far. Let's see how it's going to finish. Laborde, he's going to catch up. He's going to catch up, and he's going to join the back of the queue, and hopefully it will give him a bit of redemption from the back of the Grand Prix, or from the back, as he's 45 seconds behind the pack. Chris comes out in P5, which he should be able to make that P4 pretty quickly after the safety car, as he's probably quicker. But Tifosi is back into the podium positions for him. We are going to see what happened to Sheppy, hopefully, in the he says he's a bit dumb. I wouldn't say it was dumb, I should say getting on the curb is so easy to do, and obviously Sheppy controlling the Grand Prix, losing a lack of concentration, and it can do a bit of damage, as it has done. Super unfortunate for him in this Grand Prix, along with K-Dog and Lord Zeds, but you know, let's spice things up, because now it's going to be a mystery of who wins this Grand Prix. Drummer, the Pink Spartan, Conman, Lord Zed, K-Dog and Sheppy all have crashed out of this Grand Prix. Really unfortunate for all of those guys, but you know, it's the end of the season. Just come back stronger next season, and yeah, hopefully you guys can get a few good results. And nothing really to talk about now. Laborde catching up to the rear of the pack along with Spaceman. Spaceman is 100% gonna get points here. Great news for him, as he's been wanting those points for the last 5 rounds, and he's going to get a ton, or at the least he's going to get 8, if not more. But I believe the safety car will be in this lap, for everyone to see. This will be great news for Fonjas if he can pick up. Oh, Chris with a 5-second penalty. In fact, as we're going to see if it's going to come in this lap. If it comes in this lap, I won't check it yet. The safety car is in this lap, so we will go to the rear of the pack and see what happens. And everyone's sort of slowing up a bit, and the safety car is not quite in yet, so they can't go yet. But if I was Laborde, I would speed up now and get him on the pit straight, as he has done, and he's gonna take Spaceman. He's got it. Go on, mate. Go. He's done it. He's now P5 in this Grand Prix, and he's overtaken Spaceman for P5. We're gonna see how Fonjas is doing now. He doesn't have to defend from Tifosi quite yet, but Tifosi has got off ahead of Cam on the race restart. Let's see if Chris can get Cam. Is he going to make it? No, he's not. He's taking the wrong lines through there, but he's got the fresh softs. He'll be a factor in this at the end of this Grand Prix. I'm telling you, he's going to try and take the wider lines, try and get good exits, as he does have pace advantage over the top 3 with the softer tyres. He's going to definitely get him down this front straight. As look at this, oh look at the difference in traction there. He's going to dive bomb down the inside. He goes on the final corner. He does get a penalty, but it was probably worth it for how critical it was to get past him there. But this is not over for him yet. He's going to try and get him down the inside, but surely Cam can retaliate as he goes too wide. He goes way too wide, and Chris gets pushed off the track there. But very aggressive from Cam as he spins, he half spins, and that is really unfortunate for him. And that gives Spaceman the position. But Chris losing out to Laborde now. Laborde is in P3. Great performance from him now, as he was almost a lap down only 5 laps ago. But it looks like Fonias is clearing off again. Yes, he is. And Tifosi can't really do much about it. Let's see who's got the fresher tyres out of these two. They both have the same lapped tyres, but Chris overtakes Laborde in this Grand Prix. And great performance from him. He's going to do it. He's going to get it. But Spaceman has pitted, and DRS is now available as to... oh, someone's pitted. It's Chris. Chris has pitted. I believe must have front wing damage. Let's see what went wrong here. We're serving a penalty. Long penalty. He does pit it for softs, and I don't really see the point of him doing that. And he's paused in the pit lane. I don't really get what happened there. I'll leave that one to you guys. But yes, Fonias is ahead in this Grand Prix with 11 up old medium tyres, and Tifosi controlling himself in P2. Spaceman P4, great performance from him, but you can't discount what Laborde has done from this position. Great performance from him. He was a lap down only a couple of laps ago, and he's up there now. Spaceman P4, can't say how great of a performance he's done so far. He's showed a nice clean race, no rash dive bombs, no nothing, but he is getting closed down by Cam, and will we see a battle between those two? I'm not sure we will, because I don't think he's catching quite enough for 6 laps is left. But yes, Fonias controlling the Grand Prix, so consistent with only a 10th down this time after so many laps on these medium tyres. With Tifosi dropping back a bit, I think Fonias can just control this till the end and come home in a comfortable P1 position. Spaceman P4, Cam P5, great performance from him after starting P11. And Chris, it's been okay for Chris. I think he can still get Cam in this Grand Prix. I still think he will. We'll see in the dying hearts of this Grand Prix. But he's catching rapidly now, as he's trying to make the time up that he's lost. As Fonias, once again, he's not less than a 10th off his time. Consistency is key. And I'm going to check the penalties now, as nothing's really going on. Actually, we'll check the gap first. Yep, 1.5 seconds. And we'll see the incidents. I'm going to ignore these because I reckon they've all been served. In fact, no, we're going to see how many penalties Fonias has had. He's got 1. That's some consistency there. 1 penalty from Fonias. Let's see here. Let's see what Tifosi's done. He's had 3 penalties, and Laborde, he's got 4 penalties. So Spaceman, there's always a chance for him as he has 0 penalties. That is very consistent from him. Great performance. And Cam only got 1 penalty. We are going to check as Chris has overtaken Cam. But will we see Cam come back, win the DRS? No, he won't, as he's not even full throttle. Has he got front wing damage? Yes, he does. Was there some contact between Chris and Cam? We'll have to see at the end of the race. Let's see what the driver's responses are to that contact. But everyone's sort of spaced out now, and I think the real headline will be Spaceman. And can he still get P4? Because as we know, Laborde has some penalties. Laborde does have a penalty, I believe. I'm sorry, I have to check again. Does he have a penalty? He has a load of penalties, which probably haven't been served. So we're going to see, can Spaceman get this 4th place? Or can he get the podium here? This will be amazing to see Spaceman getting a P3 in this Grand Prix. But Fonjas controlling the Grand Prix since Sheppy's crashed. He's really taken control, and he's really done a fantastic performance this week. And 2 viewers still watching. If you are watching this league for the first time, this is a league that takes place on Sunday nights at 11 PM BST, and it's a learning and upcoming league in the F1 community. If any of you would like to join, you can obviously join from wherever. You just need to contact Spaceman, and yeah, I'm sure he'll contact you back, and I'm sure he'll give you a spot as Season 2 starts next week. I'm going to check which race that is, as Fonjas starts his final 2 laps in this Grand Prix. I will check what the calendar is. So far, Australia will be the first round in Season 2, and the round 2 and 3 are being to be continued to see which races they would like drivers to see. But Fonjas come around the final corner to start his final lap of the Grand Prix. Dominant performance since doing very well in P4. Laborde, I think that's how you say it, in P3. Great performance from him. Tifosi still P2. Another good performance from him. And yeah, Chris did get Cam at the end, but I think there might have been a little bit of dirty driving going on, which might have affected the outcome of that battle. We are going to ride on board for the final lap with Fonjas. It's been a great Grand Prix for him, and I'm sure he'll watch us back and smile when he sees his name in P1. And he comes round the flat out left-hander in quali. There's a little lift in the race, and he crosses the finals to start the final sector now, and he's done a fantastic Grand Prix the whole race long, controlled it from the safety car. GR Fonjas takes the win here in IRL Round 10 Season 1. A great way to finish the season off for him. Tifosi comes home in P2. Willie, though, as Laborde comes across the line, he does get P3. Let's see, as Spaceman crosses the line, is he going to get it? Is he going to get it? He does! Spaceman with a P3 performance. Fantastic job from him there. Great drive from him. Chris crosses the line in P5. Cam's going to be the final one to come across the line. Great drive from everyone here today. Fonias getting his first win. Tifosi P2, fantastic performance, and Spaceman out of nowhere to claim that podium. Just a great drive from everyone that finished today. As Cam comes across the line now to take P6. So Fonias comes home in P1, Tifosi P2 with a 11 second penalty, Spaceman P3 with 0 penalties at all. Great drive from him. Laborde P4, 18 seconds ahead, 18 seconds behind with 11 seconds worth of penalties. Chris comes home P5 and Cam P6. The DNFs for this Grand Prix is I'm Sheppy, K-Dog, Lord Zed, Conman, the Pink Spartan and Drummer. That's it for Season 1 then. We'll be back next week for another fantastic race in Season 2 in Australia, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed and goodbye.